Hey people, this is Bob1 calling, and we're back in the CXWIFL. We are getting closer and closer to the finale of this season. The winners bracket semi-final coming up, but we've also got these matches, the winners of which now go into the losers bracket quarter-final. We'll kick it off with this match in round 5 of the losers bracket. The Desann Dragons and the Motone Monsoons. Both teams have the... Well, particularly when we talk about the Motone Monsoons, they've been the big survivors in the losers bracket, going down in their first game, but coming back strong. The Dragons, well, they got humiliated a little bit, but they're now starting to recover again. And wow, we got some thunder here. And a lot of the Monsoons' success has been down to this guy, Curtis Martin, halfback for the Monsoons. You can see here, Desann. And I pray I'm pronouncing that correctly. No doubt how tough he's been for the Dragons. Remember, of course, this is in the losers bracket, so one loss and you're eliminated. Both of these guys, both of these teams, they'll want to do anything to progress and go into season 2 as the defending champions. But of course, the odds are right now heavily favoured in favour of the Bulba Swords and the Zavok Z's, two teams in the winners bracket. Okay, so the Desann Dragons, 1st and 10. The ball at the 23, and halfback there instantly brought down. Not a good start for the Dragons' offense. You know, normally the Dragons have shown themselves to have a strong offensive line, but that was not a good example of it. And let's of course remember, but this weather right now, another big tackle there. I've got to wonder if that's got to play a factor in the playing quality, guys. I mean, right now the ground is wetter than your mum. And I've got to wonder if this slippery surface is going to hinder them. I mean, already, look at this, 3rd and 19. The Dragons have been pushed back immensely. We've got to look. Good catch, but it's 4th down. Not the start that the Dragons wanted. Fair catch in play. Catch is made. So now it's time for the Monsoons to go on the offense, and well, right now the weather here, we might be in the middle of a monsoon. First and 10. Let's see what they... Oh my word! Oh! Oh dear! Blocked at first, but the defender there, meant to be blocking the quarterback, completely lost it. And that defensive line gets through to the quarterback. They can't allow that to happen again. Hear that thunder in the background. Sounds like the intensity that these two teams must be feeling. It's going to be Martin on the run. He does make gains, but not enough to get over. So we will go to a third down now. Third and 4. Clock still running down. And again it's Curtis. Oh my word! That looked promising. Okay, so 4th and 1, and it looks like they are going to opt to punt. Clock still running down in this first quarter. Upsy daisy. And it goes straight back for touchback. You can see there, Rodney Williams, longest punt. 50-yard punt for the Monsoons. Okay, so it's going to be another 1st and 10 now. This time the Dragons on the offense. Let's see what they can do. Not a lot. It's not looking good right now for the Dragons. Second and 10. Is there a big play cut? Oh, dearie me. Ay. The defense right now for the Monsoons are looking unstoppable. Clock still running down, and see if something comes from this. Oh, dearie me! If only that defensive line there have managed to catch that, that could have been prime territory for a touchdown. And it's now 4th and 12, and the offense from the Desann Dragons have just been lackluster to say the least. Ought to be some big ones coming up. Rain them down there. See, no! And that was a strong defensive play by the Dragons, and right now I've got to say this, the defense on both teams is looking a heck of a lot stronger than the offense on both teams. Of course, we're guaranteed to see both these teams next season. So, they've gone out of play. So hopefully, whichever one of them gets eliminated, they'll have a prime opportunity next season. New squads. An even bigger season. Alright, we've got 1 minute left in this quarter. 3rd and 11. Butterfingers. That was not the kind of play there, but they wanted. And And again, neither team can really get that much of an offense going. Hands up. And again it goes for touchback. Another big kick from the Monsoons punter. So again, it's the Dragons on the offense. Clock frozen at 46 seconds. 1st and 10, ball at the 20. The Thunder still roaring through this arena. He's having to run back. Oh, dearie me. And this is, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Damn. Thunderbolts roar. Oh dear. Makes the quick one, but well, again, the blockers there for the Dragons not doing a good job at all. Damn, they're almost allowed once again their quarterback to get sacked. They've gotta play it stronger. Gotta play it stronger. See what they can do. Going high, good catch. Duke's in one, and he's brought down. Now this is the kind of offensive play that you want to see. The catch made, Duke inward, and if only he had his running boots on. Or the super speed cheat enabled. Or whatever you want to call it. End of the first quarter. Nothing in it. I will say though, the Dragons are now starting to look a bit more convincing. Monsoons are going to want to shut that down. Here we go. He'll make the run. Well brought down, and that had a lot of potential in it. Dragons starting to show some fire. Can they keep it going? It's now 2nd and 3rd. Let's see what they can do. Oh dear, he's ended up right in the ruck. But I think he gets over that line. So ultimately, the halfback there, Tomlinson, actually making some gains there, which is a shame because he hasn't been making gains throughout this game. You know, there's no denying to make gains on the halfback for the Monsoons is a tough task. I've mentioned this many times, Curtis Martin is high in demand for next season. There isn't a team in the league under the sun right now, including the new teams that we'll have coming in next season. A lot of them want Curtis Martin signed to them. Here comes the roll! Damn! Again, trying to make those big gains. That's what they need right now. Look how close they are to that end zone. Good catch! Has to make the dive for it, but heck, still goes. And again now the Dragons are starting to carve in a bit to the Monsoons. Trying, nice block, he goes out of play. That could have had something if he just stayed in. Bit more grip on his boots, that's what he needs. Still 2nd and 4. Gains made. Like Labour at the last general election. Yes! Here comes the run, he's into the ruck! That's not where you want to be on those kind of plays. You know, I've mentioned before many times about when you play the ball back to the half-back of your team, you want to play it so that they get out the way of the ruck and use that speed that they've got to their advantage. That kind of play that they just saw there, that's not what you want to be doing. Good throw! He's... No! Inches! And it looks like one of the Monsoon defenders has been injured. Making that tackle. Look at that. It's 1st and goal. Literally. Inches from the line. The 2-minute warning is now on. Of course, remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you're placing a bet on CXWIFL games, you can get the best odds from William Hill. You can't from Ladbrokes, Coral or Betfred. You get the best odds from CXWIFL action at William Hill. Here we go. Has to make the run. It's in! It's given us the touchdown! He just needed those few inches. That's what he got. And the Dragons now hold the lead. They're going to extend it with the field goal. It's good. And Tomlinson, the halfback for the Dragons, is the one that scores the first touchdown of the game. Amazingly, it's taken them this long to do it. That's the interesting part there. The teams didn't exactly have a good offense in the first quarter, but now all of a sudden they're starting to really kick it up a notch. The Monsoons must respond. Oh! They must respond, but not get clotheslined. The Monsoons are... they're in a desperate situation right now. Making the throw, couldn't make the catch. It's not looking good right now for the Monsoons. They can't afford to be making cheap mistakes. They've gotta score it. They've gotta be no faults. Nothing. That's what I mean there. Nothing like that. Left themselves wide open for the Dragons to take advantage. I mean, damn. He'll look for a big one. It's not caught. Close, but no cigar. And can you imagine what? That would have turned this whole game upside down if that one was caught. And despite the rain right now here in Phoenix, yeah, ironically Miss Motone's team even though he's from Little Rock, Arkansas, we are currently stationed, his team is stationed in Phoenix, Arizona. And despite the weather in Phoenix being, well, wet and thunder and all that, it's surprisingly warm. I've got to wonder if these warm and wet conditions, they're going to affect the quality of your play, much like sex. And that was nowhere near making its target. And this is what I mean, it's very difficult to get quality of play in these kind of conditions. These do not favour the players. They don't really favour the fans. They're going to be in this wet weather. They're going to be wet, they're going to be hot, they're going to be bothered. Gotta find something. The Dragons, they'll look to pile the pressure. Good throw there! That was interesting. Well, it is the Dragons, but are on the offense, so they can really muck around a little bit, but I don't imagine that's the sort of thing they'd want to do. They'd want to increase their lead at this point. Really stick it to the Monsoons on their home ground. Of course, the home ground, even though not literally, it's the ground of the new CXWI International Champion, Miss Motone, who won the international title from Sebulba at Worlds Apart. A night of high drama and high controversy. There has been a huge backlash to what happened at the conclusion of that event. Mewtwo's return, but then also what happened in the match itself has caused a heck of a lot of backfire. It's caused a heck of a lot of negative tension, almost making Austin Uaz public enemy #1. Hence the reason that many people have taken Mewtwo's side. That's the weird part. I mean, don't get me wrong, Austin may be a complete jerk, but you know, Mewtwo's certainly no saint. That was a good catch there, allowing another first down. So even now, in the closing minute of this half, the tension is big. Another diving catch to be made. Just keeping the ball in play, and well, the clock right now is running down. See what comes now. Here comes the run, and he's brought down, but they get another first down out of it. And this one here was the first down, as opposed to the play that was just done, which I thought was first down. That was my mistake. So 1st and 10, and right now the Monsoons, it's not looking good. It is not looking good, and it now looks even worse. The Dragons get another touchdown. And right now, this couldn't be looking any worse for Montone's Monsoons. Or Motone, I should say. There's the kick, it's good. And damn. 10 seconds left in this half. The Dragons are now looking even more dominant than they previously were. Both teams were slow out the gate, but it's the Dragons that have came out swinging. Monsoons are going to come up with something, and trying something on this run here. That was actually quite impressive. If you just lured more of them over in that direction, that would have been fine. And a false start. That will cost them.
Encroachment, number 92, defense.
Oh boy. Oh, that gives the Monsoons something. A bad move there by the Dragons. See there now, it's no longer 1st and 10. It's 1st and 5. And Monsoons, they gotta take advantage of this. And it's knocked down there. So we'll go 2nd and 5. Not what the Monsoons wanted, I imagine. Seeing what we can get. Oh! Not much. Well, that's not been a good half for the Monsoons. The Dragons lead 14-0.
Oh. Yeah.
That is, of course, the new Super Mario Odyssey. also featured at this year's E3. Some people have asked me what my thoughts were on E3. Of all the games that came out, that one was the one that intrigued me the most. Yeah, I know that may sound a bit weird, but there you go. Anyway, the Dragons hold a 14-point lead going into this second half of the game. Third quarter about to start. Here we go. Monsoons are going to try and get something going, and that was a rough one. Here we go. Monsoons, they've got a 1st and 10. They've got to create something out of these. Good catch. Is unable to keep it over that line. Alright, 2nd and inches this time. The Monsoons, they got a chance. Good catch. Oh dear. The person had to run back to make the catch, and that costs them a 1st down, but it's not the kind of thing they would have wanted. Oh no, they get another 1st down. I guess it's from where the tackle's made, not from where the tackle lands. Something like that, I guess. Okay, the Monsoons. They've got it. Oh my goodness! Oh, the catch is still made. We've got another 1st down. Quarterback under pressure, but catch was still made. Not really any progressive gains, but still impressive enough. He's tackled there almost instantly. No bueno right now for the Monsoons. They've got to find a way to help through this. Come on. I know I shouldn't really be cheerleading, but come on, I want to see a tight game. I don't want to see a landslide. Good catch, but nothing else. Alright, here we go. This clock is still counting down, remember. And this thunderstorm, even though the rain has calmed down slightly, we've still got a thunderstorm going on. It's insane to think right now we're getting this kind of weather. Good catch, but no progress. It's not looking good right now for the Monsoons. The Dragons are looking just fine. Upsy daisy! And it will go for touchback. Another big punt. Alright, 2 minutes 15 in this quarter. Here comes the run! And the Dragons! Oh, man! It really is looking bad now for the Monsoons. They've got to find at least 2 touchdowns to be within a hope of winning this game. They need 2 touchdowns and then the extra points just to tie. Here we go. Not much on that one. I've got to wonder whether or not the Dragons want to increase their lead or just try to defend it. Really, in a game of football, American style, you want to increase your lead at every single chance you can get. So normally when you have this kind of commanding lead by 2 or maybe even 3, let's just compare it, for the sake of comparison, to things like soccer or hockey. When you get a lead by this amount, let's say in this case we count the 2 touchdowns as 2 goals in soccer or ice hockey. That kind of level, you're going to want to try and defend that lead. Focus your strength on defense. Of course, if you can increase your lead, do so. But I've got to wonder if the Dragons really will look to increase their lead. But as I've mentioned already, in a sport like American style football, or even in like Aussie rules football, for example, you'll want to increase your lead every single chance you get. That really wasn't a good play there from the Dragons. Let's see if the Dragons get a better one on this play. Definitely better, but he goes out of play. But it looks like the Dragons, they might be just heeding the advice I just gave. They're looking to increase their lead. Clock still running down in this 3rd quarter of the game. And the Dragons, they may just increase their lead on this play, or on one of the plays following. They'll definitely within range for an easy field goal. Let's see what they get. Catch, touchdown! And the Dragons, they are making short work of the Monsoons. I mean, another touchdown, and it looks like we're going to have another field goal coming up. The kick is good. Dominance by the Dragons. You can imagine the amount of Desann's money, but he sank into this. Of course, it's obviously not good, but they're in the losers bracket, but damn, they're in a good spot. Excuse me. Desann, he's got the riches to bring in the top bitches. Here comes the wow! Damn! If the Monsoons are going to get themselves back in this game, they need to do it quickly. The clock is frozen, 22 seconds. Good catch! Here we go! No, it stopped. Close, but no cigar. That was a good run, though. We've got to get a few more of those and they're in business. They're within striking range. You can really take a field goal from, I'd say, this position. If the wind's in your favour, you'll get it. But it is the end of the third quarter. We are going to enter into the fourth. The Monsoons trailing wildly. And this is even a worse situation than the Blazers were in their first matchup against the Z's. A dominant performance by the Zavik Z's. One that I still talk about to this day. It was that damn dominant. This is an even worse situation. I mean, if the Blazers couldn't come back, even after scoring 2 touchdowns, they couldn't match the 3 but the Z's had already scored. The Monsoons are going to have a hell of a task to call! I don't know if that catch was made inbounds. I think it was. Oh no, maybe it wasn't. It wasn't. Damn, that was such a good catch, mind. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, Jay, get off! Fuck me! Gets the catch, but well, he appears to be perfectly fine. I think I'd be in a coma for 2 months after a shot like that. But then again, I am an Englishman, so I guess that makes sense. First and goal. Maybe there is still something in this game yet. They're going to rely on Martin. But he's brought down. Speed, definitely. And there's one thing about a traditional halfback he's lacking is strength. The second they get caught, they're probably going to go down. So they've got to, if they're going to get Curtis Martin in for that strong play, they're going to need to do it quickly. They'll try for it again. Martin runs in, a touchdown! Now we may just have a game on our hands. Damn! The kick is good. 4-yard run by Curtis Martin. The Monsoons, they have got to, they just got to do whatever they can now to reclaim it. If I were them, he's not doing it. I would have tried for an onside kick, but I guess not. I guess that shows you my logic. And Dragons are back on the offense, and I've got a feeling they might try and do something that will run down the clock at this point. Or they may look to stick it to the Monsoons one more time. Depends how much time. They've got 4 minutes, 1 second to do it. What are they going to try? Good catch! It's out of bounds. They get the catch, but he ends up walking out of bounds, but I think will still count as another first down. He caught it inbounds. There can be no denying that. No challenge to that whatsoever. Here we go. The Monsoons, they've got to try and find a way to get the ball. They make another good tackle. And at the same time, that's not going to be what matters at this stage for the Monsoons. The tackles, it's going to be getting the ball. And that clock is still running down. They need to make a miracle comeback. But if there's one thing that watching American football the few times but I have, interception! I stumbled! Oh, the offensive recovered it! Oh, just as I thought that! I was just about to say it! Now that happens! Damn! 1st and 10. It's again for the Dragons. That was a risky play and it ended up nearly being their downfall. Tackle made. The interception made and then a fumble made allows the Dragons to keep on the ball. God, the Monsoons must be kicking themselves when they didn't take advantage of that opportunity. Is there something on this play? I think actually what appears they're going to let the clock run down a little bit. The Dragons know they're in pole position. They just got to wait. Halfback runs through. Tackle made. The Monsoons are in a really, really bad position right now. And I mean bad. Like sheep. Bad. Clock still running down. The Dragons, they're going to look to run it down. Tackle made, and they force the 4th down. The Monsoons, they will get the ball back. 2-minute warning. Or maybe the Dragons will look to hold it. I'm guessing not. Soderberg. I'm probably pronouncing that correctly. The kicker for the Dragons. Fair catch in play. It goes for touchback. If the Monsoons are going to pull the comeback of the century out of their arse, they're going to need to do it now. And a tackle made. Well, right now, even conceding 1 touchdown wouldn't be enough. But they're going to want to stop them from doing that, because it could build the momentum, which could lead to disaster for the Dragons. That's knocked down. The Dragons, they're shutting down the Monsoons offense. Look at that, the 20-yard line. They've got a full 80 yards before they can get to the end zone they need to score in. They've got to find a big one. And it's in! Oh, dearie me! The one time that shouldn't have happened, it does. An interception by the Dragons. I could go and say it. You know what? I think this is game over. The Monsoons give away a interception at this stage in the game. Oh my word, that is the worst thing possible. The only thing they can really hope for is to intercept the ball on this play, but look at that, they play it to the halfback. You ain't going to intercept that. You call a timeout to freeze the clock. That simply ain't going to do. The Monsoons, they have shot themselves truly in the foot. And it just looks to now be getting worse. They make the tackle there. They call another timeout to freeze the clock, but oh my god. I've got my head to my... I've got my head... I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I've got my head in my hands here, ladies and gentlemen. Of all the times to give away an interception like that, this is not the time you want to bloody do it. There is a 4th down, and the Dragons, they're right within field goal range. I've got to imagine they take the field goal at this point. And it looks like they will. Oh man. If there were a bigger kick in the testicles than this, I haven't felt it yet. The fact is that could have been avoided had the quarterback made the correct pass, but instead this now pretty much guarantees the elimination of the Monsoons from this season. I can't think, unless a miracle happens in these 55 seconds. Oh my goodness me. Ay 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 ay. Run. He's brought down though. There is a penalty on the play though. That's interesting.
Face mask on the defense, number 55.
Oh, that's interesting. Defense there giving away a silly foul and a penalty play. And it doesn't really, they gained a few yards from when a tackle was made. If this can lead to 2 touchdowns and a field goal, I will eat my cock. And butterfingers. I've still got my head in my hands here, ladies and gentlemen. Of all the times you give away the ball, when you're trailing like this is not the time you do that. Ay, 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 ay. That's a good one, Duke's Edward. Stays up. It's fumbled. And, oh my. That fumble. That sums up the Monsoons situation. That sums up the sort of debacle that the Monsoons have in this game. They've lost the ball again. And you see there, they'll put in a play. Just run the clock down. I don't recall whether or not the Monsoons have any timeouts left. But look at the play clock and the actual time left in this match are almost, and you see there, rushing the play just to freeze the clock.
Encroachment, defense.
He had to freeze the clock somehow, but it's pretty much hopeless now. Okay, 2nd and 10. They'll let it run down in the end. A dominating display by the Dragons. They'll go through to the losers bracket quarterfinal in a dominant display. The Monsoons have all the ways to go out. They were humiliated in that game. And this is what they leave with. 24-7 defeat to the Desann Dragons.